Did you know that nearly 99% of deaths after age 75 are caused by just 5 specific health issues? That's right. While many people assume that passing away in old age is just a natural part of life, the truth is most of these deaths stem from preventable causes. And by the time people realize it, their options are often limited. We're led to believe that aging automatically means decline. That losing strength, energy, or independence is just how things go. But here's the truth. Aging is inevitable. Decline is not. Many of the conditions that end lives after 75 can be delayed, managed, or even avoided altogether with the right information and action. The real problem is timing. Most people don't take these risks seriously until they've already started feeling the effects. But what if you had the chance to see what's coming and prepare for it? Imagine being able to add years, even decades, to your life just by understanding a few key dangers and how to avoid them. This video is going to show you exactly that. We're going to break down the 5 leading causes of death after age 75. Some of them might seem obvious. Others might surprise you. But every single one of them comes with simple, practical steps you can take right now. No matter your age or health status. These aren't just cold statistics. They represent real people, real families, and real choices. Choices that could mean the difference between living with fear or thriving in your later years. So whether you're already in your 70s, approaching that milestone, or supporting a loved one who is, this video will help you take back control. Because what you do today has the power to shape your future. How long you live, how well you live, and how independent you remain.
Så stick with us until then.
These 5 causes are not a life sentence. And by understanding them, you can start making small changes today that lead to longer life, stronger health, and more freedom in your later years. Let's get started with the number 1 cause, heart disease, and what you can do to protect yourself starting now. Cause number 1. Heart disease. Let's start with the biggest one. Heart disease. This is the number 1 cause of death worldwide, and especially after the age of 75. But here's the twist. It's often preventable. Heart disease doesn't usually strike out of nowhere. It builds up over time. Plaque slowly accumulates in your arteries, blood pressure creeps up, and the heart works harder and harder, until something gives. That something might be a heart attack, heart failure, or sudden cardiac arrest. The problem is, many people don't feel any symptoms until it's too late. Here's what makes it tricky.
You might feel fine.
You might chalk up fatigue or shortness of breath to just getting older. Or maybe your doctor says your cholesterol is a little high, but not alarming. But the reality is, early warning signs are easy to miss or ignore, especially if you're not actively looking. Now for the good news. You can dramatically reduce your risk at any age. Here's how. Know your numbers: blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, and fasting glucose. These 4 numbers can give you a crystal clear view of your heart health. Eat for your heart. Think whole foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish like salmon or sardines. Cut down on processed meats, excess salt, and added sugars. Move your body. You don't need to run marathons. Just 30 minutes of walking a day can improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and strengthen your heart. Manage stress. Chronic stress raises cortisol, which raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system, and taxes your heart over time. Try daily breathing exercises, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. Get regular checkups. Your doctor can spot early warning signs you can't feel. Catching a small issue early can literally save your life. Studies show that people who follow heart-healthy habits can live 7 to 14 years longer. And those years aren't just more, they're better.
We retalking energy, independence, and freedom, todo what you love.
So if you're over 75, or planning to get there, your heart deserves your attention. Take care of it, and it'll take care of you. Next up, the second leading cause of death after 75, and this one often sneaks up without warning. Let's talk about cancer.
Cause número 2, cáncer.
After heart disease, the next major cause of death in older adults is cancer. It's responsible for about 1 in 5 deaths in people over 75. And while we've made huge strides in treatment, prevention is still your best weapon. So why does cancer become more likely as we age? It's simple. Cancer is a disease of cell mutations. Over time, your cells go through billions of replications. The longer you live, the more chances there are for something to go wrong, especially if your body is exposed to toxins, inflammation, or oxidative stress along the way. By the time you hit your 70s and 80s, your immune system slows down, making it harder to spot and destroy abnormal cells before they grow into something serious. The scary part is, many cancers in older adults grow slowly and silently. Symptoms can be vague: fatigue, weight loss, or mild pain. These signs are often dismissed as normal aging. And some cancers, like pancreatic or ovarian, don't show symptoms until they're advanced. That's why screening and awareness are so important. You can't control everything, but you have more power than you think. Here's how to stack the odds in your favor. Don't skip screenings. Colonoscopies, mammograms, PSA tests, and skin checks can catch cancer early, when it's most treatable. Eat anti-inflammatory foods. A diet rich in colorful fruits and veggies, fiber, and healthy fats helps fight free radicals and lower chronic inflammation. 2 major cancer risk factors. Avoid known toxins. Smoking, heavy alcohol use, and long-term exposure to certain chemicals all raise your risk. Stay physically active. Regular movement boosts your immune system, helps regulate hormones, and lowers inflammation. Maintain a healthy weight. Obesity is linked to at least 13 types of cancer, including breast, colon, and kidney cancer. Research shows that up to 50% of cancers can be prevented with lifestyle changes. Even small improvements, like walking more or adding a salad to your day, can have a big impact over time. Cancer doesn't have to be a death sentence. With vigilance and healthy habits, you can reduce your risk and catch problems early. Next, we're shifting gears to something that doesn't get nearly enough attention, but it should. Let's talk about the third major cause of death after 75, chronic lower respiratory diseases, and what they mean for your longevity. Cause number 3, chronic lower respiratory diseases. Coming in at number 3 is a cause of death many people overlook: chronic lower respiratory diseases, like COPD, chronic bronchitis, and emphysema. These aren't just bad lungs. They can quietly destroy quality of life, and ultimately shorten it. As we age, our lungs naturally lose elasticity and our chest muscles weaken. But if you've been exposed to smoking, air pollution, or occupational dust, your lungs take a much harder hit. And unlike heart disease or cancer, these lung issues can sneak up gradually, until even walking across the room leaves you breathless. Chronic respiratory conditions do more than just limit breathing. They reduce oxygen to your brain and body, increasing risk of dementia and fatigue. Make your heart work harder, increasing risk of heart failure. Raise your chance of pneumonia and respiratory infections, especially in winter. Often lead to a downward spiral of frailty, isolation, and depression. People often assume shortness of breath or coughing is just getting older or being out of shape. But in reality, these are red flags, especially if they're getting worse over time. And here's the big problem. Once your lung function is lost, it's hard to get back. The good news is, your lungs can be protected, and even strengthened with the right steps. Quit smoking, completely. This is the #1 thing you can do for your lungs, no matter your age. Avoid secondhand smoke and air pollutants. That includes scented candles, harsh cleaners, and dust from construction. Practice breathing exercises. Techniques like pursed lip breathing and diaphragmatic breathing can help increase oxygen intake. Move your body. Regular aerobic exercise keeps your lungs and heart working in sync. Even walking daily can make a difference. Stay up to date on vaccines, especially the flu, COVID, and pneumonia vaccines, which prevent complications in vulnerable lungs. Studies show that maintaining strong lung function in your 70s and 80s can extend lifespan by years, and more importantly, help you stay independent. So don't brush off that cough or breathlessness. Lung health is life health. Up next, a cause of death that often starts in silence, stroke, and how to avoid it before it strikes. Cause number 4, stroke.
A stroke doesn't give you a warning.
It can hit in an instant and change your life forever. It's the number 5 cause of death in the US, and a major cause of long-term disability, especially among older adults. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked or a blood vessel bursts, damaging brain cells. And because your brain controls everything, movement, memory, speech, even personality, a stroke can affect nearly every part of your life. As we age, the risk of high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, and clogged arteries goes up. These are the biggest risk factors for stroke. Plus, the body's ability to recover from a stroke becomes slower with age, making prevention even more critical. A stroke can be deadly. But even when it's not, it can lead to paralysis or weakness, often on one side, difficulty speaking or understanding language, memory loss and cognitive decline, depression and emotional swings, loss of independence and increased risk of falls or future strokes. In short, stroke is not just a killer, it can rob you of your independence and identity. Use the acronym FAST to remember stroke signs.
Face dropping.
Arm weakness. Speech difficulty. Time to call emergency services immediately.
Minutes matter.
The faster treatment starts, the better the outcome. Control your blood pressure. This is the single most important way to prevent stroke. Manage atrial fibrillation. If you've been diagnosed, follow your doctor's plan to reduce clot risk. Stay active and eat well. A DASH-style diet, rich in fruits, veggies, whole grains, and low sodium, can help prevent stroke. Quit smoking and limit alcohol. Both increase your stroke risk significantly. Keep cholesterol and blood sugar in check. Diabetes and high LDL cholesterol are major contributors. Get regular checkups. Many stroke risks are silent until it's too late. Catch them early. Avoiding a stroke doesn't just mean avoiding death. It means preserving your brain, your voice, your ability to live independently. Now let's talk about a condition that affects over 6 million Americans, and how its early warning signs can be spotted before it's too late. Alzheimer's disease. Cause number 5, Alzheimer's disease. What if your memories started slipping away, one by one? That's the heartbreaking reality of Alzheimer's disease. It's the 6th leading cause of death in the US. And even before it takes life, it often takes identity, relationships, and independence. Alzheimer's is a type of dementia, a progressive brain disorder that slowly destroys memory, thinking skills, and the ability to carry out simple tasks. It's caused by abnormal buildups of proteins in the brain, beta-amyloid plaques and tau tangles, that disrupt communication between neurons. Age is the number 1 risk factor for Alzheimer's. The risk doubles every 5 years after age 65. By 85, nearly 1 in 3 people are affected. But it's not just aging. Factors like genetics, cardiovascular health, sleep quality, and even social isolation all play a role. Alzheimer's is a slow, relentless disease. It can last 8 to 20 years, progressively eroding mental and physical abilities. As it advances, it affects memory loss, names, places, eventually loved ones.
Confusion and disorientation.
Mood swings and personality changes. Difficulty speaking, swallowing, and walking. Complete dependence on caregivers. It's emotionally devastating for families, and physically exhausting for caregivers. Repeating questions or stories. Forgetting recently learned information. Trouble handling money or planning tasks. Misplacing things and not being able to retrace steps. Mood changes, withdrawal, or confusion in familiar settings. Catching it early can help slow progression and prepare for the future. There's no cure yet, but science is increasingly showing that prevention is possible. Stay mentally active. Puzzles, reading, learning new skills. Use it or lose it. Exercise regularly. Physical activity improves blood flow to the brain. Eat for brain health. The Mind Diet, which combines the Mediterranean and DASH diets, is associated with lower Alzheimer's risk. Prioritize sleep. Poor sleep may promote the buildup of beta amyloid. Stay socially engaged. Isolation can accelerate cognitive decline. Protect your head. Repeated head injuries are linked to higher Alzheimer's risk. Manage chronic conditions. Diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol all impact brain health. Alzheimer's doesn't just shorten life, it reshapes it. But with early action and healthy habits, you may be able to preserve your brain for decades to come. Next up, the silent killer that affects nearly half of all adults, and how one number on your medical chart could reveal everything. Let's talk about high blood pressure.
Cause número 6 high blood pressure, hypertension.
They call it the silent killer, and for good reason. High blood pressure can quietly damage your body for years without a single symptom. And by the time it shows up, it may already be too late. This condition affects nearly half of all adults in the US, and it's a leading cause of heart attacks, strokes, kidney failure, and yes, even premature death. Blood pressure is the force of your blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. When that force stays elevated over time, it puts extra strain on your heart, arteries, and vital organs. Over time, it causes wear and tear, like water eroding rock. A normal blood pressure reading is less than 120/80. Hypertension is usually diagnosed when readings are 130/80 or higher on a consistent basis. Damages arteries, making them less elastic. Forces the heart to work harder, leading to enlargement and heart failure. Raises risk of stroke, due to clots or ruptured vessels. Injures kidneys, potentially leading to kidney failure. Increases risk of dementia, due to reduced blood flow to the brain. And remember, you can feel perfectly fine while all this is happening. As we age, arteries naturally stiffen, and lifestyle factors catch up, like poor diet, inactivity, or years of stress. By age 60, 2 out of 3 adults have high blood pressure. It's common, but that doesn't mean it's harmless. Most people have no symptoms until a major event like a stroke or heart attack. But in some cases, extremely high blood pressure can cause headaches,
Nosebleeds,
vision problems, chest pain, fatigue or confusion. Still, don't wait for symptoms. Get it checked regularly. Monitor your numbers. Know your BP and track it over time. Eat a heart-healthy diet. Focus on the DASH diet, low in salt, rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Exercise regularly. Just 30 minutes of moderate activity a day can make a huge difference. Limit sodium. The average American eats double the recommended sodium intake. Manage stress. Chronic stress contributes to elevated blood pressure. Cut back on alcohol. Excessive drinking can raise blood pressure. Quit smoking. Nicotine tightens arteries and spikes blood pressure. Take prescribed medications if lifestyle changes aren't enough. Controlled blood pressure can add years to your life, and life to your years. Unchecked, it becomes a slow-burning fuse with deadly consequences. But when you take action, even small changes can dramatically reduce your risk of the deadliest diseases of aging.
Cause número 7 high cholesterol.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make you feel sick. But silently, high cholesterol can clog your arteries, fuel heart attacks, and cut your life short. Think of it like rust building up inside your pipes, except the pipes are your blood vessels, and the rust can be fatal. Cholesterol is a fatty, wax-like substance your body needs to build cells and hormones. But too much of the wrong kind, especially LDL cholesterol, can spell trouble. When LDL levels get too high, it starts to stick to artery walls, forming plaques that narrow and stiffen your arteries. Over time, this can block blood flow or trigger a deadly clot, leading to a heart attack or stroke.
LDL, low density lipoprotein, bad cholesterol.
High levels cause buildup in your arteries.
HDL, high density lipoprotein, good cholesterol.
It helps clear LDL from your bloodstream. Triglycerides, a type of fat in your blood. High levels are also linked to heart disease. Leads to atherosclerosis, hardening and narrowing of the arteries. Increases risk of heart attacks, strokes, and peripheral artery disease. Can develop silently for decades with no symptoms. As you age, your liver becomes less efficient at removing LDL from your blood. Plus, your diet, weight, and activity levels often change in ways that promote buildup. By age 50, many adults already have cholesterol levels that put them at risk, without even realizing it. High cholesterol is usually symptomless. In rare cases, extremely high levels may cause yellowish deposits in the skin, xanthomas.
Agragis witherrin around the cornea, arcus senilis.
But again, these signs are rare, which is why testing is critical. Get regular lipid panels. Know your total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, and triglycerides. Eat smarter, avoid trans fats, limit saturated fats, and load up on fiber-rich foods. Move more. Exercise boosts HDL and helps lower LDL. Quit smoking. It lowers your good cholesterol and damages arteries. Lose excess weight. Even a 5 to 10% reduction can improve cholesterol levels. Consider medication. If lifestyle changes aren't enough, statins or other meds may be necessary. Keeping your cholesterol in check is one of the most powerful levers for living longer. A healthy cardiovascular system means better brain health, stronger energy levels, and years more of active life. The sooner you start, the more damage you can prevent, or even reverse. But it's not just what's in your blood that matters. Sometimes the biggest risks start deep inside your body, in your gut.
Let's talk about chronic inflammation, the next hidden killer. Cause número 8, chronic inflammation.
If cholesterol is the silent clogger, chronic inflammation is the quiet fire.
It smolders beneath the surface, damaging your cells, your organs, and your DNA, without you ever feeling a thing.
And over time, that invisible fire can lead to cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. Inflammation itself isn't bad. It's part of your body's natural healing process. But when it becomes chronic, your immune system goes from protecting you to harming you. Instead of attacking germs or healing injuries, it starts attacking your own tissues, leading to a breakdown in multiple systems. It damages artery walls, accelerating atherosclerosis. It disrupts insulin signaling, leading to diabetes. It promotes cell mutations, increasing cancer risk. It even plays a role in neurodegeneration, such as Alzheimer's disease. And the worst part? It often happens without any clear symptoms. Poor diet, high in sugar, trans fats, and ultra-processed foods. Obesity, especially belly fat, which secretes inflammatory chemicals. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, which promotes inflammation. Lack of sleep impairs immune regulation. Toxins from pollution, smoking, and alcohol. Gut issues, like leaky gut or dysbiosis, imbalance of good versus bad bacteria. Even without obvious symptoms, chronic inflammation may show up as
Constant fatigue.
Brain fog.
Joint stiffness.
Digestive problems. Skin issues, eczema, acne, etc. You can measure inflammation in the body through blood tests like CRP, C-reactive protein, general marker of inflammation, IL-6 and TNF-alpha, specific inflammatory cytokines, homocysteine, linked to both inflammation and heart disease. Eat an anti-inflammatory diet, Mediterranean style with plenty of fruits, veggies, healthy fats, like olive oil and omega-3s, whole grains, and lean protein. Fix your gut. Add fermented foods and fiber. Avoid excess antibiotics and processed junk. Move your body. Regular, moderate exercise reduces inflammation. Prioritize sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high-quality rest. Stress less. Meditation, mindfulness, nature, deep breathing, all help regulate immune response. Quit smoking and reduce alcohol. Both fuel inflammation in major ways. Chronic inflammation is a root cause of nearly every age-related disease. If you want to live longer, feel younger, and stay independent, This is one of the most important battles you can fight. Lowering inflammation is like turning off a ticking time bomb inside your body.
So that's the big picture?
Each of these 8 silent killers, whether it's high blood pressure, prediabetes, belly fat, muscle loss, nutrient deficiencies, loneliness, high cholesterol, or inflammation, can steal years from your life without ever making you feel sick. But the good news is, you can catch them early, take action, and turn the tide. Longevity isn't about magic pills. It's about staying one step ahead. Testing, tracking, and optimizing your health before symptoms ever show up. If you found this helpful, hit the like button to support the channel. Subscribe for more weekly content on healthy aging and living longer, stronger, and sharper. And if you want a free checklist with action steps for all 8 of these hidden killers, check the link in the description. We spend so much time worrying about visible signs of aging, the wrinkles, the gray hair, the sagging skin. But it's what's happening inside your body, silently, that truly determines how long and how well you live.
It is the truth.
Most people don't die from old age. They die from neglecting the small things, the stuff that never shows up on the surface until it's too late. But that doesn't have to be your story. You now know the 8 silent killers that shorten your lifespan. And more importantly, you know how to spot them early and fight back. Your longevity is in your hands. You can take charge of your blood pressure.
You can reverse prediabetes.
You can build muscle, eat smarter, nurture your social life, and cool down the inflammation inside your body. This isn't about living forever. It's about making every year count, staying strong, sharp, mobile, and independent well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. So don't wait for symptoms. Be proactive. Be curious. Be relentless about your health. Because the best version of your future self is built by the decisions you make right now. Thanks for watching. I'm here to help you live longer, better, and healthier. If this video gave you value, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed strategies every week. Here's to your health and your longevity. See you in the next one.